Little Para in the outer northern suburbs. Another retiring Labor member, Lee Stevens, in this seat, held it with a margin of 17.3%. We've had 72.5% of the vote counted tonight. Another big swing to the Liberals.
I've always wondered why there isn't a big Para, but that's not important. The Labor Party leading well with 47% of the vote. Again, another case of almost winning the seat on first preferences. We'll need preferences to win, but the Greens will certainly move in that direction. A swing again this time of 10.8%, but the Labor Party has won it quite easily.
Okay. Now the seat of Napier in the outer north. Michael O'Brien, great name, Employment Minister, had a margin of 23.9%, 73.6% of the vote counted.
Must feel good to have margins of 23.9%. It makes it very difficult for you to be defeated. 9,000 to 4,000, winning the seat on first preferences. But with a margin like that, I suspect there will be, again, in a western suburb swing, we're going to see a swing heavily against the Liberal Party. And there it is, 8.4%. So Mr O'Brien will come back into the Parliament with comfort ease.
Putting it on you a little bit, Kevin, but I'll be interested to see how many of those safe seats, safe to safe-ish Labor seats, now come into a kind of single figure and even low to middle single figures.
Yeah, look, I agree. I mean, as I said earlier, there are some seats where I think there has been an actual correction. There has clearly been a strong swing against us in safe seats, such as my own. One thing that, of course, happens after every election here in South Australia, I alluded to it earlier, is we redraw the boundaries, or the Commission, I should say, redraws the boundaries to keep this balance. So that'll be a factor. But, no, I think we have to think very carefully about, what has caused these swings. I'll certainly do some analysis of what's been behind the swing in my electorate. Perhaps it is because we've been ministers and we haven't had the time to commit to the electorate as much as we would like to.
At what point in the cycle do you know what the final shape of the seat's going to be next time round? Because it must be a pain in the butt.
Well, it is a
for
pain.
people in marginal seats,
well, it
particularly,
is, yeah.
Campaigning and then finding that they've...
Well, you do. I mean, you can lose up to a third of your electorate. Some of my colleagues, I mean, even my own electorate used to be a very defined area, the Lefevre Peninsula in Port Adelaide, basically the peninsula itself. I've now got bits of suburbs that have no community of interest. But you've almost, feel sorry for pollies. No one really does ever feel sorry for politicians. Feel sorry for the poor constituents, because one election they're voting in one seat, the next election they're in another seat, and quite probably they'll be voting back in the other one, the one after. So, but that's the law, and the Commission can only implement the law, and perhaps that's something we need to look at.
And as we're talking, Isabel Redmond is arriving in Liberal Party headquarters to some applause, and no doubt we'll be hearing from her in just a second. But quite a remarkable performance in many ways for her in such a short time.
Wow. Is this on? I don't know. Is this on anywhere? Yeah. You sure? Sure it's on. Yes. Is it on? In here? Yes. Okay. Hi guys, what a party, what a ride. Can I say that it has been an absolute joy and a pleasure for me to lead this party, this wonderful party, since July last year, to achieve what we have achieved tonight. We have seen a massive swing towards us from a government that was so arrogant as to think they were going to rob this election in. We have managed what no one thought we could manage. Now, I'm not here tonight to concede defeat because, in fact, it looks at the moment as though we have certainly won 4 seats, possibly 5 tonight. And can I congratulate those candidates in Adelaide, in Chapey, in Norwood, and Morialta. Now, we reckon we're a real possibility in the seat of Bright. Our candidate, Maria Cortez, is only 3 votes behind, and we've still got to count all those postals and pre-polls, so we are extremely hopeful about that seat as well. And that leaves us with 3 others still in doubt. If we get that result, that will give us a hung parliament, and it is still possible that we could form a parliament. None of this would have been possible without the efforts of each and every one of you. Can I thank all of the volunteers who've been out there, not just today and not just over the campaign few weeks, but throughout the past several years. Thank you for all of your efforts and for your enthusiasm. Can I thank the people at headquarters? We have had a brilliant team led by Julian Sheasel, who came in here so recently. He has led our campaign like we have never had a campaign led before, and it has shown itself in the result that we've achieved. Can I also thank all the people on my staff, led by Bev Barber, my Chief of Staff, and by Andrew Kim, my Chief Media Advisor, and all the other people who work in headquarters, in the Liberal Leader's office and so on. They have done the most amazing job. I mean, I often feel as though I'm the sort of swan that's meant to glide along on the top, and there's this furious team working underneath just to make it look as though I am fantastic, when it's actually all of their hard work that gets us there. So thank you to all of those guys. Can I also thank my parliamentary colleagues who have given me their unwavering support since I became the leader on the 8th of July last year. We have been out there working hard, talking to the people about what was important to them, and I believe that they were hearing our message. And I believe that the swings we've seen, like the swing in Adelaide and across a lot of the very strong Labor-held seats, we have seen swings because Labor has stopped listening. We were listening, and we were taking notice of what the people wanted. Can I thank, therefore, also all of those candidates who have put their lives on the line out in what we often refer to as tiger country, where they have done such enormous amounts of hard work. If they haven't got across the line, I am so sorry that that has happened, but they have put in brilliant performances. They have done the hard yards over long, long days and nights, and they deserve our congratulations.
Okay, now, while Isabel Redman is still talking, Mike Rann has appeared also in Labor headquarters. But we might actually go back to Isabel Redman until Mike Rann is actually ready to speak. No doubt he'll make his way to the podium in a second, but let's go back to Isabel Redman.
But even if we don't, to keep up the fight, because we will provide the best government for this state at some time in the future, whether it's next week or at the next election. So thank you very much.
Now, Mike Rann